Good evening, everybody. It's Brad.
And I'm Christa.
With the Big Family Homestead. I hope you are ready for some awesome news. We have got some great news stories. We're tired of all the bad news.
Yeah, it doesn't do any good. Not at all.
Nah, and you know what? There are humans, believe it or not, that still have a little bit of good to do, and they're out there doing it.
Yeah.
And so we have a stack of stories right here that we're going to get to in just a little bit.
Yep.
Completely 100% inspired by the late, great Paul Harvey.
Yes.
Who knows Paul Harvey? Show of hands. Guys, remember Paul Harvey? Radio extraordinaire, celebrity, awesome, I would say culture-changing voice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I miss Paul Harvey. I miss Rush Limbaugh. You know, I loved
Walter Cronkite.
Walter Cronkite.
I don't know anything about Walter Cronkite. I just know that he had a great voice.
Yeah. Well, Paul Harvey, the thing I loved about him was he would give you this positive outlook on stuff, stories that were courageous or technologically amazing, or humans doing good human things. And so we've got a stack of 8 of them for you in just a little bit. So while we wait for a few others to show up, if you hit the like button and make a comment, that triggers the YouTube algorithm to send out more notifications.
They're triggered.
So if you haven't already, please hit the like button and maybe make a comment. It can even be just a period or a letter. In all honesty, it shows that you're engaged, and then it will actually send out more notifications so we can get more people here.
Yeah. And it's more fun. The
More fun.
The more the merrier.
And actually, one of the people that just entered the chat, Jaton, the story that you mailed in is the first one tonight. That's
right.
I remembered. Well, actually, she remembered.
I remembered.
We are going to talk about Whiskey, the horse.
Yep.
But let's go ahead and talk about what's going on right now. It was a gorgeous day today.
Oh,
it still
man.
is.
It was such an amazing day today. Mid 60s-ish. I'm not exactly sure what the temperature was. Breezy, sun shining. It was amazing. I mean, it's been a really pretty week. Yesterday it rained, heavy rain, but it was still a really nice day.
Yeah.
You know, our garden definitely needed a drink of
popping
water.
up. Yeah. So interesting question I'm seeing here by Mark One or Marcone. You've told me if I said it wrong. I apologize. I can't remember stuff like that. Try not to offend. What are those 2 diplomas behind you guys? And I'm assuming you meaning that one. No, that one there. Yep.
And this one.
Those are they're awards from BMI, which is a music publishing company, and I wrote 2 songs that made it into the top 5.
Yep.
Into the Christian music market. They weren't top 1, they weren't number 1s, but they were top 5. Yeah. And so when you write a good song and you make it into the top 10, you get one, but mine was top 5, 2 of them. So pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that's what they're awards, not diplomas.
It's a major award.
It's a major award.
It's a major award. What's fragile?
It's Italian.
It's Italian. Must mean kick me.
Oh my gosh. Funny.
So, gorgeous day.
Yes, gorgeous day. And
we've been out in the garden a lot.
Yeah, we've been out in the garden a lot. Got some more plants planted, some more seeds planted, and everything is doing well.
Yep.
It's really breezy. We need some more tomato cages. We need 8 more tomato cages because we were gifted some tomato plants.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so I need some more tomato cages because I don't want them flopping over.
Okay, what song you must share now, says Michigan Daffodil. Well, the band was called Scarecrow and Tin Men, and one was God is Good. And it's kind of a rock song. It was like, let me hear you say God is good. It's actually, truth is, it's not that great of a song. But it was a hit anyway.
Yes, it is a good song.
I don't. It's a rah rah rah. You know,
Yeah,
get the
it's
kids
one of
up and
those-
jumping.
yeah, that's what it was.
It's like, you know, it was good for what it was.
Yeah.
But the other one is "You Are My Son."
No, they're both the same.
Oh no, that's I know
Yeah,
why.
yeah. One was
One is "You Are My Son."
yeah.
And the other one is "God Is Good."
Oh, right.
Yeah, those two are from because I was a writer, and then separately my publishing company was
Yes.
gifted one other one. So
Yeah. So
anyway, that's what those are.
Mm-hmm.
And no. Oh, the new horse, Whiskey.
he's awesome. He's really awesome.
If you didn't know, Hope, our daughter,
Mm-hmm.
who's been saving up for 2 years, she saved up vet bills, she saved up farrier bills, she saved up all the hay money
Yep.
on her own. She worked for it, saved up the money for the horse, and she's been looking for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
And we finally found the right fit.
Honestly, I think it was really God's fit because he is just perfect.
Dan. It was all bait, man. It was bait. It was a costume.
costume.
It was so that kids will listen to you, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Whiskey has been a great addition. Yesterday, the cows were they were really kind of afraid of him. They would run away when he would come near. And I think he was just trying to play.
He's still little.
He's still young. He's still a baby. And so they're fine now. Everybody's good. It was actually quite hysterical watching Dottie run.
Well, yeah.
Because her udder is still really big.
Well, here's just a real short clip. Where is he?
There, down at the bottom. Yeah.
Of if you didn't see Whiskey, here's just like a 1 minute clip of Whiskey.
All right. Because she's kind of isolated because she's like 15 months old. She keeps drinking off of her mom. Oh, I don't know.
Look at them. They're just curious.
Seems okay with the cows.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Norris. I don't know. You might get kicked. How is he with Puzzle, Hope?
I think he likes them.
You think he likes him? Puzzle's got that crazy Star Trek mask on. Like Jordy, you can see extra colors and stuff we can't see. Look at the cows. How sweet. So how about that?
He honestly is just so sweet. And
Well, I had a good moment with him too.
I'm in love with him already.
Oh, wow. Tina from Australia. Hello, Tina.
Very cool. Very cool. Hi, Tina.
Tina says, Whiskey is just beautiful. I was so pleased he didn't freak out when he saw your donkey.
No, he didn't. But what's funny is Puzzle put him in his place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Whiskey would come over by him and want to play and annoyed him. So Puzzle kicked at him.
But not bad.
Not hard, no. And Whiskey didn't actually even get hit. It was just, he was like, hey, back off, pal. But now they're buddies. And if Puzzle is not nearby, Whiskey calls for him. It's
Wow.
he did that tonight. It was really cool. I mean, he's only been here for 48 hours and they're already buddies. And so I'm really, really excited about that.
Hey there, Tina. So, yeah, I had a good moment because, okay, I have so badly wanted the donkey to be my pal. Ever since he was born. Mm-hmm. And I have never once taken a switch to him, never once been mean, never once been loud around him. And he's not having it. He's not like anti me, but he won't come and he won't.
Yeah,
and I was always bummed because I'd give him treats and I thought, well, maybe I can win his affection, but he's not having it. and he's attached to Hope, and that's fine.
Right.
But I thought, well, I'm going to go out and say hi to Whiskey, and I know it's Hope's horse, but maybe at least he'll be nice and I'll be nice. And I brought a couple treats, and then the lady we bought him from said, if you give him a treat, make him do something for it.
Right.
Like whether it's back up or turn or just do something that he's got to earn the treat.
Right.
So I went out, and I was about, maybe 40 yards, 30 yards from him, and he saw me, and he kind of slowly munch a grass and get closer, slowly munch a grass and get closer, and he finally showed up, and he was checking me out, and I was checking him out, and he let me pet him, and that was nice. And I had him back up, and then I gave him a treat, and then I had him back up again, and I gave him another treat, and then I just said, hey, we're gonna be pals, right, you and me. And so then I went back into the barn, and he followed me into the barn, and I thought, okay.
You wanted another treat.
I'm sure he wanted a treat. But then I went into the stall, and he followed me into the stall. Aww. And then he stayed. And then when I left, I heard him whinnying.
Aww, that's cute.
I felt really like, okay, maybe I got another pal.
That's cool. Yeah, he's been a great addition to the livestock, the animal.
How many of you guys?
Zoo, I should say.
Yeah, no kidding. We have the menagerie now.
Yeah.
How many of you guys have had a horse in your life? Mm-hmm. Or if you've had more than one, just put like a number. You've had you, because I'm assuming Tina from Australia, having commented. Mm-hmm. Well, she said she's had a horse. How many of you had? If you've had one, just curious.
Yeah.
Because if somebody puts up here like 30, we're gonna want you to give us notes.
Yeah. Well, so Hope she's learned a lot from her riding instructor. There's also an app, and he's from Australia, I believe, and his name's Clinton Anderson, and she has learned a lot from him.
Oh, the Australian guy.
Yeah, learned a lot from him. So, he has a membership that you can join, but this membership,
it's expensive.
It's $40 a month, and you get all of the videos that he's done.
Yeah, you just watch the videos.
Well, yeah, he's got a lot on YouTube, but then he's got a lot more on his app. And so,
you don't begrudge the guy making a living.
No, of course not.
And it's also his knowledge he's sharing. I get it. It just seems like it should be a little bit cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have more members if it was a little less
Tina
expensive.
says Clint is great.
Yeah.
Are you guys neighbors? Do you bring him like apple pie once in a while? That'd be pretty cool.
Jess.
Oh, Jess is here. Oh.
Yeah.
Neat. Jess knows something.
I'll tell the story.
They're local. Jess and her family are local friends of ours, so they live nearby, real nearby.
Yeah, like just a couple miles from here. So she came over to get some milk and some cheese, and I was going to the refrigerator to get the cheese out of the fridge, and I had just a little while earlier made some coleslaw and put a big bowl of coleslaw. And I stuck it in the refrigerator and then went to open the refrigerator, and it landed on my foot.
The entire bowl opened up, dribbled down.
Thankfully it was a plastic bowl. It was not a glass bowl, because that would have probably broken my foot or cut me up. But it was.
It went into her nice slippers.
It went into my nice slippers.
Yeah, they were like those furry kind that we got for Christmas. The squishy heel and all the blah blah blah.
The really nice.
Yeah.
Slippers. Yuck.
They're ruby slippers.
It was gross.
No.
It was all over. It was so nasty.
Well, yeah. So other stuff. Jonathan, Jessica, and Elijah are here from Tennessee. That's great.
Yes. It's been a great visit. They're over visiting her parents because they live locally too.
Yep. And Claire got to come over, Claire and Cody.
Yep. Hang out with the fam, which is awesome.
Yeah. And So I think that leads us into something that's really, 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 really important. That tickles you every time.
I know.
They can actually hear us talking.
I know they can
now.
hear us talking, and it's so funny.
Because I think you remember. I think you remember that it was the Saturday Night Live bit. Deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts. Yes.
With Jack Handy.
Yes, that's that. Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you guys, gentlemen, what did you learn this week? Meg, Scott, Bulletproof Pastor, Jaton, Tina from Down Under. What did you learn this week? Everybody's got to type in something because we all learned something, right? Mm-hmm. And while you're typing, Krista's going to tell you what she learned this week.
Well, I've learned a couple of things, actually. I have to add to that.
Oh, do you?
I do. So the first thing I've learned is not to teeter coleslaw on top of
that was not your fault. I told you.
It's still I shouldn't have done it. It should have been on it.
It was Ruth.
It's really not a big deal.
It was Ruth.
So that's one thing. Don't just kind of teeter a coleslaw bowl in the refrigerator. The other thing I've learned is I really want a horse of my own.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, your grandparents.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Awesome. That is awesome.
That's awesome. That's really great. They've Freedom's rain, don't rush potatoes. Oh, you harvested them too early.
Oh, no.
We have a lot of trees to fish taking down.
Finish, probably.
Oh, there we go.
Typo.
Although fish taking down trees would be pretty cool. I would watch that.
Pretty funny. Mm-hmm.
I would watch that.
Okay, honey. So what have you learned this week?
Patience around anxious females is a very, very high commodity here lately.
What?
You guys were all on edge, super anxious for the horse.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what were we anxious about?
And
yeah, no, just excited. Not anxious. Excited.
Excited to the point of testy.
No way.
I love you, babe.
No.
Love you.
Psh.
Pshaw.
Pshaw.
You're pshawing me.
I am.
I've been pshawed officially.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Officially. Sawtooth fish.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's funny.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we've learned this week.
Trail cams can catch a strange hand versus a bear that has not shown itself on camera. But the hand
really?
Disconcerting. Oh, yeah, that's concerning.
You better move that thing, hide it in a different place, hide it higher up.
Yeah, that's weird.
Obviously it's somebody.
That's And
creepy. What are they doing, taking down your trail cam?
Or just not taking it down necessarily, but putting, that's weird.
I'm sure they're trying to fit. That's no
bueno.
No bueno.
Yeah,
no bueno.
No. Oh my.
All right. Well,
I
don't think so. I'm not in the mood.
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. We are fed up with the bad news. It's time for the good news. Let the good news begin. Mm-hmm. Now, the way this works is as we're reading, you guys need to be reacting. You've got to type in as you're going, maybe try to guess what's happening or a comment like, hey, that's cool. Or chat with each other. That's fun too. Just, kind of stay in the general subject and then it makes it a lot more fun. The whole idea is this is interactive. So, am I first? Why are you squeaking?
I don't know.
Fishy, why are you sleeping?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you number?
I'm odd this week.
You are odd every week, my dear.
I am odd every week.
When your mark gets set, let it flow.
This is from Boston. Not the band, but the city. Jake.
Both are cool.
Both are very cool. Actually, I would never know. I've never been to Boston, but.
In the fall?
No. Yeah. No. Jake Tybalt, the Milton Academy hockey player who suffered a severe spinal cord injury during a game last year, walked across the stage on Friday to accept his high school diploma.
Good for Jake.
He received a standing ovation from the audience as he fought for each one of the steps.
Wow.
Tybalt was one of the top high school hockey prospects in New England before his injury. He played at Milton Academy and for a private club called the Boston Bulldogs. During a regional hockey tournament, Tybalt went into the boards and was partially paralyzed from the waist down. He spent the following days arduously rehabbing at Journey Forward in Canton and Spalding Rehab in Charlestown. Doctors weren't sure if he would walk again, but Tybalt put in the work at rehab and got back in the classroom to be ready for Friday's moment. He also received Milton's Academy Head of School Award for demonstrating qualities such as self-sacrifice, community concern, and leadership.
Well done,
That's
Jake.
awesome.
And wow.
Yeah, he's going to go far in life if he keeps up with that.
Yeah, if you've got that kind of grit, that kind of determination.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Wow.
and thank you to Jatan for sending that story in. And ladies and gentlemen, if you come across stories like that, send them to me. Our email address is in the comments section, and it's info.bigfamilyhomestead@gmail.com. So you find something cool like that, send it in. We might not get to them all because when there's a big push, I do read them all, but sometimes I don't get to them all. So, but there you have it. Okay, next story up is this. This is kind of cool because plastics in our waterways are becoming a ridiculously horrible problem for everything. Everything. And here, check this joker out. This thing's neat. So, all over the world, inventors are churning out methods of stopping plastic pollution from entering the ocean by picking it out of riverways. They come up in different shapes and sizes, and a Dutch company just added a whale shark-inspired drone that can cobble up 160 liters of waste to the mix. Developed by Ron Marine and Rotterdam, the drone project was both straightforward but with a pretty long checklist. It had to be automated, zero emissions, easy to use, economic to deploy and maintain, and be able to clean a freshwater environment without harming it. The result is Waste Shark. Which is
I'm not laughing at the name. I'm laughing at the way he says it.
It has to have the echo like that. Waste Shark. Which is about 4 feet long and quietly captures trash in the tray between its two pontoons. Like the whale shark that provided its inspiration, a grid stops anything sizable from entering its mouth until it detects trash and the grid is lowered. When the drone is filled, it is steered back to the water's edge where the tray can be easily removed and emptied into a larger receptacle. All kinds of strategies exist for capturing plastic before it pollutes the ocean. Waste Shark is perfect for lakes and other large ponds where trash will mostly bob around.
So is it motorized? Is it somebody?
It's a drone.
Okay, so it like hunts after the plastic, or because a lot of that looks like the great stuff that somebody
that was a test.
Stuck in the water.
I'm sure that was a test.
I would imagine.
I would guess that it probably can do both. If not, that would be kind of silly and wasteful. Mm-hmm. Because if you should be able to drive it remote.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, the ones that we read about last week,
the grid.
Yeah,
thing,
those
was cool.
Big circle things. I think those are probably the best option because it moves out of the way. I mean, a boat can still go over it because it'll just move out of the way or go around it.
I actually have the perfect solution. I really do.
I think I know what you're going for.
Well, my solution is, hey, idiot, stop throwing your plastic in the water or not in a trash can.
Right.
Hey, dingbat, stop throwing your waste outside of a trash can. And yeah, I know accidents happen, but that would be the minimal, not the
Right.
maximal, which that's not a
Right.
word.
Right. I mean, there are loads of
Put
recycling
it
bins
in the can.
everywhere. Don't throw it out your car. Leave it in your car and throw it away when you get home.
I mean, really. We're dealing with millions upon millions of tons of trash that people just were like,
Yeah. I mean, we live in the middle of nowhere, and not in the middle of nowhere, but we live in
Pretty
a
nowhere.
very rural area. You would not believe the amount of beer cans we see
It's
on the
true.
side of the road.
It's true.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Common sense.
Common sense. Just don't be lazy and throw it away.
So, but anyway, yeah, there you go.
We wouldn't have to come up with these things that have to be in the water.
What was your idea?
It was the same thing.
Put it in the trash can.
Throw it away. Yeah.
Didn't your mom tell you to do that?
Right. If you use the garbage,
Jiminy.
throw the garbage away. That is honestly one of my pet peeves when I see trash left on the table.
Okay.
It's like your dishes, or not you particularly, but if there are dishes left on the table.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Yeah. No, you don't do it. No. And I think the kids have really gotten the hang of picking up after themselves.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
New story.
Rant over. It's every auctioneer's dream to find an exquisite. I'm sorry. My reading is really bad today. I'm going to start over. It's every auctioneer's dream to find an exquisite item among the thousands of items in someone's estate that the family is ready to put up for auction. One potential estate in London recently wasn't revealing anything of much value until the estimator from Dawson's Auctions finally went up to the bedroom. The owner of the home, a 90-year-old woman, had left Italy as a young girl and inherited a painting from her father. It had been in her possession for more than 30 years. I was utterly shocked when I saw this early religious painting hanging above her bed. Oh, that's so pretty.
It's beautiful.
Said Siobhan Tyrell, Dawson's head of valuations in London. It literally glowed with quality. Upon inspection, it was found to be painted by a follower of Renaissance artist Filippino Lippi. I am not a painting specialist. However, I recognize that it was an exceptional work from the 16th century. I immediately told the family of its potential high worth, and they were keen for me to take it to be consigned to our fine art sale. In the case of this important painting called The Depiction of the Madonna and the Child, the result was fantastic. It sold for $320,000.
Yeah.
And it delighted auctioneers for more reasons than one. The vendor is suffering from dementia, and her family has been keen to provide improved care and accommodations to make her life more comfortable, but increased costs have made this impossible until now. As a direct result of the incredible sale price achieved, she will not have to worry about her ongoing nursing care,
Wow.
much to the relief of her family. Fittingly, given the subject matter of the painting itself, a Holy Mother and Child, this wonderful oil canvas has really turned out to be a godsend to them all.
Wow.
That's really a beautiful picture. Painting,
Yeah.
not picture.
You should look through your stuff that maybe has come down through the ages, and you just say, hey, what is it? I don't know.
Yeah.
Might
yeah.
want to have it checked out.
Yeah, Suzanne, dementia is a very cruel disease. It is.
Correct.
And actually, there's a story about it in a little bit. There is.
There is?
There is.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is just interesting. Couldn't help it. By an act of Congress, each and every coin minted in the United States must bear this motto: "In God we trust." Old-fashioned? No. As a matter of fact, for the congressional act which makes that motto mandatory was approved on July 11th, 1955. What's old-fashioned is what "In God we trust" replaced. But then, If you recalled our former motto, you might be a little bit older. Today, In God We Trust is celebrating the 34th anniversary. This article was a little older.
Yeah.
In God We Trust was celebrating the 34th anniversary as a mandatory motto on all U.S. coins, but it took 94 years for that to happen. 94 years for Mark Watkinson's dream to come true. The Reverend Mark R. Watkinson. He was born on a New Jersey farm October 24th in 1824. Liberally educated, ordained as a minister, a Baptist preacher at the age of 27. The Civil War weighed heavily on the Reverend Watkinson. The moral and religious implications of brother against brother, of Americans spilling the blood of Americans, and it so troubled him. He was so troubled by this that on November 13th of 1861, he wrote a letter to the United States Secretary of Treasury. And this preacher's letter said, "One fact touching our currency has hitherto been seriously overlooked. I mean the recognition of Almighty God in some form in our coins. What if our republic were now shattered beyond reconstruction? Historians of succeeding centuries might reason that our past was that of a heathen nation. From my heart," he said, "I have felt our national shame in disowning God as not the least of our national disasters." Sound familiar? Mm-hmm. Let's kick him out of schools. Mm-hmm. Well, upon reading the Reverend Watkinson's words, our Treasury Secretary was inspired to write the Director of the Mint. He said, "No nation can be strong except in the strength of God, or safe except in his defense. The trust of our people in God should be declared on our nation's coins," he said. "You will cause this device to be prepared without unnecessary delay, with a motto expressing in the fewest and tersest words possible this national recognition." It took more than 2 years for the Director of the Mint to act on the request, but in December of 1863, he and the Treasury Secretary put their heads together and came up with a motto which you know, "In God We Trust." Congress approved it almost immediately for the 1 cent and 2 cent pieces. A year later, for gold and silver coins, with 8 years more, the inscription "In God We Trust" was left entirely to the discretion of the Treasury Secretary. Now, remember, the motto was not yet mandatory. So, when in 1907 it was excluded in favor of some new designs, there was a great public outcry, and Congress ordered it restored to the coins on which it had previously appeared. It was not until July 11th of 1955 that "In God We Trust" became an imperative facet on all U.S. coins. Now, the next time you pick up a penny, you read the 4-word halo over Lincoln's head, I hope you'll remember where it all began, with a solitary letter of protest written by a Baptist preacher 128 years ago. Those obsolete words, which were replaced by "In God We Trust," are remarkably relevant to contemporary sentiment. You see, those words would still be with us had the Reverend Watkinson not expressed his concern for the future generations, had he not objected to the words then in use. What he did was to replace with 4 words, "In God We Trust," the 3 words that had been used until then. The 3 words that were used were "Mind your business."
That cracks me up.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was the motto on money. Mind your business.
I mean, I get it.
I get it too.
I get it.
Crazy.
Wow. I think you're missing the point, Laura. The point was that he was trying to make a declaration that God was over all of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the money.
The money
It
was not
yeah.
the point, really. It was that God was God over all of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually, and I hate to even say this on a live stream, but I'm actually surprised that there hasn't been a move to have it removed.
don't say that.
I know.
Because it's going to give somebody an idea.
Yeah. I know.
All right, quick break to tell you something important, guys. We sell freeze-dried food. Mm-hmm. It's one of the ways that we provide for our family. Yep. And Thrive Life is the best brand out there, and we love it. And they're having a sale right now during this month that's really, really good.
Right. They're monthly.
Yeah.
They have every month. They have certain items on sale. But this month they have, amazing deals.
Yeah. If you are a delivery customer, which doesn't cost you anything.
Nope.
It costs you
free
zero.
To sign up. Yeah.
If you become a delivery customer, then you can buy these items. I only wrote down a few of them. And there's a link in the description.
Yeah.
But like strawberries are 19% off. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Peppers, 20% off. Onions, 20% off. Shredded beef, 19% off. But they have a special pack of 7 different cans. That's 30% off. And if you're a delivery customer and you spend only $100, the shipping is free.
Yeah. I did notice that the blackberries and raspberries were also 25% off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's in their pantry cans, which is great if you want to get started and try some stuff out. To buy the pantry cans, they're fantastic. I love that that's just the item. It's not with a bunch of different ingredients. The shredded beef is beef and salt. Salt is a preservative. The raspberries, just raspberries. I love it. That's what we love.
And remember, it doesn't cost you a penny to
Right.
become a delivery customer.
Yeah.
And with inflation the way it's going, this is beating inflation.
Yeah.
These prices are beating inflation. And I know a lot of you guys were pushing back by saying, well, they were out of a lot. Everything that I've told you is in stock, and there's a lot more.
Yep.
Go to the link and see it.
Right.
That's it.
Sale over.
Sale over.
Not the sale over.
No, it's just this month.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, Laura, if they're going to have a 4th of July sale yet.
Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah, I haven't looked at that yet. So
Tina, they do. Unfortunately, they do not have Thrive in Australia yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to say yet.
Yet. Right.
Yet.
Right.
All right. Sale over. Let's back to the good news.
Yeah. This story is really, really, really.
This is really
cool. Okay. They were some of the baddest, hardest times that ever came upon us. The Great Depression of the 1930s. And yet, while it was all that most folks could do to look out for themselves, there was one very rich man who took the public welfare into his own hands. He was so rich, so financially diversified, that the stock market crash barely affected him. In this, he felt he had been blessed. And so, in the autumn of 1930, he secured a huge old building in the city, and he created what must have been the world's largest soup kitchen. I mean big. A sign out front said, "Free food for the workless." The workless. That's
no work.
Folks who didn't have work. And inside, 3,000 unemployed were fed every day. After 120,000 meals had been served, folks stopped counting. At Thanksgiving, 5,000 turkeys were provided. At Christmas, an overwhelming celebration. And this is particularly significant. This is particularly significant. The benefactor tried to remain anonymous. When questioned, relief workers simply announced that a well-known philanthropist was behind it all. Well, in the wake of widespread and increasing gratitude, people became increasingly curious as to the identity of this philanthropist. So newspaper reporters went looking for Mr. Gooddeed, and they found him. He proclaimed this message for all of the nation's very rich men. He said, honor and truth and the law were falling from public respect. He said he feared that communism would seize its opportunity to seduce the American worker, and the remedy, Mr. Gooddeed declared, was the generosity of America's wealthy. He said, we can't wait for Congress or Mr. Hoover. Herbert Hoover, of course, was the president at that time. He said, we can't wait for Congress. We can't wait for Mr. Hoover or anyone else. We must help to keep tummies filled and bodies warm if any of us are to survive. That's a quote. To many people, the revelation of Mr. Gooddeed's identity came as no surprise because months prior to his benevolent gesture, months before, the Medal School of Journalism had voted him among the 10 outstanding personages of the world. Right up there with George Bernard Shaw and Henry Ford and Lindbergh and Gandhi and Einstein. He was remarkably accessible as celebrities go. He loved baseball games and horse races. He was sometimes cheered by thousands of sports fans as he entered a stadium, often mobbed by well-wishers, hoping to shake his hand. He supported the Boy Scouts. He sided with motion picture censors and anxious parents. Anybody seeking to abolish gangster movies. He said, they're doing nothing but harm to the youngsters of this country. But when it came to charity, he did more than pontificate. He contributed. He put his money where his mouth was. And now you'll always remember the man who opened a mammoth soup kitchen for the jobless in November of 1930 in Chicago, the great public benefactor, the thoughtful philanthropist who saw welfare as a remedy for communism. Mr. Gooddeed, Al Capone.
Can you believe that?
Al Capone.
Al Capone. Read that part again. How many people they were feeding?
3,000 unemployed were fed every day. After 120,000 meals were served, they stopped counting. 5,000 turkeys at Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Amazing.
So he took all that ill-gotten gain
Yep.
and at least did something nice with it. Some of it.
Right. Robin Hood, maybe?
I don't know. Well, no. He made most of his money on booze.
I know.
And
But
yeah,
wow.
that's a twist, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I know. That's why when I saw it, I was like, oh, whoa.
Whoa. I know. I never knew that.
Yeah.
And okay, funny little side note.
Yeah.
Up here, there's a road. There's a couple of roads.
There's a lot of Chicago stuff.
Little Chicago Road, Little Chicago Avenue, and it's well known.
This is where the bodies are buried.
This is where a lot of bodies got buried.
This area, they would drive away from Chicago.
Yeah, because it's 4 or 5 hours from Chicago, and they would, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al Capone really liked our area. That's right.
Sure did.
He did. It's a beautiful area. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
There's
right?
a lot of places to hide stuff.
There's a lot of places to hide. Yeah.
So I like what DK is saying. There's some good in everyone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They did get him on tax evasion.
Yeah.
Yep. But, the guy, he was a gangster. He was a gangster. Yeah. So it's, the truth is this, is that God decides. It's not for us to decide where his heart was. I hope that at some point he repented.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know.
But while he was on earth, he still did some good.
A little.
Yeah.
A little. All right. At New York public libraries this summer, kids and teens will get to participate in a giveaway of 500,000 books.
What?
Drop by neighborhood NYPL locations in the Bronx, Manhattan, or Staten Island anytime to choose between 500,000 new and diverse tomes. They're to take home and to keep forever. The idea being a lifelong love of reading and your own home library begin with choosing your first book. You can choose from an array of new paperback books by authors featuring characters who reflect a rich multicultural diversity of New York City, and pick up a specially designed NYPL book plate to stick in your new book. Cool. A gift from the library to you. Select locations will offer Spanish, Chinese, large print titles, and all the books on offer are chosen by NYPL's librarians. That part scares me. That
does scare me.
That little part right there. I was like, good. This is great.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Maybe. Inspired by recommended reading lists, hopefully.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to go on at New York's libraries this summer with free events, programs for all ages, and book giveaways, and yada, yada, yippee, skippy, and that's that. So, cool. It really honestly just depends on who's picking the books.
Right. And what books are being picked.
Could be great.
Yeah.
Could be terrifying.
I mean, there's a lot of books on the recommended list for schools and things like that
some are just
I
filth.
would never ever let my children read, ever.
You gotta be careful. You gotta know what your kids are reading.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So there you go.
Goodness gracious.
Oh yes, this is that story.
Yeah, that's why I said there's a story about it later. So here is that story about dementia. And this is actually really intriguing. Sunshine could ward off dementia and strokes after scientists have shown a direct link between vitamin D and the conditions in a world's first study. Right. A new study based on British people said that the causes of dementia can drop by nearly a fifth if people were deficient in the vitamin, took supplements to bring them up to healthy levels. It is known as the sunshine vitamin because the skin makes it when exposed to light. The team from the University of South Australia looked into nearly 300,000 people from the UK biobank, examining the impact of low levels of vitamin D and the risk of dementia and stroke. They found that the low levels of vitamin D were associated with lower brain volumes and an increased risk of dementia and stroke. Further genetic analysis supported a causal effect of vitamin D deficiency and dementia. They said that in some populations, as much as 17% of dementia cases might have been prevented by increasing everyone to normal levels of vitamin D. Dementia is one of the major causes of disability and dependency among older people worldwide, affecting thinking and behaviors as you age. Globally, more than 55 million people, that's a lot of people,
yes, it is,
have dementia, with 10 million new cases diagnosed every year. With no cure in sight, there is an increasing focus on preventative behaviors. Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia affect over 920,000 people in the UK, a figure that will rise to 2 million in the next 3 decades.
Wow.
Yeah. Study author Professor Elena Hipona, senior investigator and director of UNISA's Australia Centre for Precision Health, said that the findings are important for the prevention of dementia and appreciating the need to abolish vitamin D deficiency. In this UK population, we observed that up to 17% of dementia cases might have been avoided by boosting vitamin D levels to be within normal range. Our study is the first to examine the effect of very low levels of vitamin D on the risks of dementia and stroke using robust genetic analysis among the large population.
Wow.
That's insane.
Or
honestly.
just go outside.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
They don't get as much
They don't get
sun.
as much sun. It's very rainy there. I mean, well, I don't know. I've never been there. That's just what you
that's
hear.
what you know.
That's what you know. But I mean, even here in Wisconsin, winters,
I can see that.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of that. I mean, all you got to do is go to Walmart. Only trying to be a little funny because dementia's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
It's not a joke.
Right. I mean, here in the winters, we could go a week and a half, 10 days. I mean, well, that's 10 days without seeing the sun.
Yeah, that's
normal.
not uncommon.
Yeah. So having vitamin D, having healthy levels really
Keep you a little
helps
sharp.
with keeps you sharp. It also helps with seasonal something disorder.
Depression.
It's sad, but I don't remember the A, but it's seasonal something disorder. But yeah, it's not pleasant. So
No.
So
get your vitamin D, folks.
yeah, exactly.
All right. In the U.S., we used to call them streetcars or trolleys. But in London, of course, they are trams. So you were on a tram in London. It's a lovely day. You're daydreaming out the window. A tram stops at the corner. There's the usual exchange of parting passengers and boarding pedestrians, and the tram starts to move again. Your attention is not really focused on the conductor as he walks up the aisle taking fares. You've seen him do it so many times before. But then you notice he's taking more time than usual with one of the passengers. You begin to listen to their conversation. Seems that the passenger has no money for his fare. You wonder at this because he's not poorly dressed. He doesn't appear to be the sort of bloke who would try to cheat the tram line. It's like this, the passenger explains. He carries with him only the precise amount of money he needs each day. In this case, all he needed was the money for the tram, but it appears he's forgotten the required 2 pence. Now you're studying the man's face. His eyes are penetrating but kind. His nose is prominent, rather broad. His cheeks are round and merry. His hair is light and straight, combed to the side, and his beard and mustache are full and well groomed. But now at once you're distracted by the sharp words of the conductor. If the passenger does not have the 2 pence for his fare, then he will be put off at the next corner. This is a young version of him, that picture. The man nods without protest. He doesn't complain that he'll be stranded far from his destination, which he will. He doesn't tell the conductor he'll repay him, which he would. He says nothing. When the tram stops, he allows himself to be ushered, meek as a lamb, into the street. And as he disappears in the distance, you think to yourself, you've seen that face. You know that man. Well, in any case, you were correct in assuming that he was not too poor to afford the fare. However, he had this thing. This is not a phobia exactly, simply an abhorrence for carrying or handling money. He had no logical explanation for the way he felt, and certainly there was nothing physiological or moral about it. Money just felt dirty to him. And that was that. Might it have been related to something in his childhood? Well, when he was a young boy, his father's business failed, and his family was unsettled by that. But whatever it was, we know his aversion to touching cash only intensified through the years. And the irony was, it seemed that everything he touched turned to money. You see, the streetcar passenger once ejected for lack of 2 pennies, the man who would rather have had a pocket full of worms than a wallet full of cash, he chose a life of philanthropy. as a novel solution to his dilemma. To library research projects and for world peace, he gave the money he could not help but make. And he could not wait to get rid of it. A sum of $330 million.
Yeah, it was a...
All your life you've heard of Andrew Carnegie and the Carnegie Trusts and the Carnegie Institute and the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace and the Carnegie Hall. Now you know Andrew Carnegie.
Mm-hmm. That is really interesting that he had an aversion to touching money.
Didn't want to have to deal with it.
So he should have had somebody with him all the time.
Oh, you guys thought it was Howard Hughes.
Yeah, who would, give the people money so that he didn't have to.
Carnegie. Yeah,
My goodness.
We watched a History Channel series on, they called it The Men Who Built America. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times History Channel leans a little too left for us. But this series was really well done. It was Roosevelt. No, it was Carnegie. It was Rockefeller, and it was J.P. Morgan, and a lot of the big hitters that they basically built the railroads. They connected the country, and they had epic battles of
feuds almost.
Industry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was fascinating. Mm-hmm. It was absolutely fascinating. I mean, not all these guys were very good guys.
No.
Even though they gave away lots and lots of money, they were not always the best individuals.
No, not at all.
But it was very, very interesting.
Yeah, it was a really interesting show.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One quick thing, and then we're gonna pray.
Yeah. Don't forget, there's the monthly sale for Thrive. Lots of really good deals on individual cans. Really, really good deals. So don't miss out. It's free to sign up to be a monthly to have a monthly delivery. It's easy to cancel. You can skip a month. You can just cancel altogether. You can pick what you want in the cart. You don't have to take a preset amount of things. You can buy one can. You can buy 100. It's entirely up to you.
Shipping's free at $100.
Yep. If you spend more than $100, shipping is free.
Yep. So that said, hey, surprise, surprise, we're believers.
Yeah.
And I do a Bible devotion Monday through Friday. We'll be in the book of John tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central. So if you're up, you need to check it out because it's a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. We read, then we unpack it. Everybody talks. There's a lot of the people that you're seeing here that show up and participate. Yep. And we learn a lot, and it's nobody fights. It's great. Yep. So 8:30 a.m. Oh, by the way, it's a different channel name. It's called Big Family Devotions. And denominational differences are not discussed. We don't do that. It's just what's read in the Word. Scripture. Yeah. Big Family Devotions. So let's pray, and then we're gonna have a great night. Yep. Father God, please just love on these people. Let them know that you still care, and you'll never let them go. We love you, Jesus. Thank you. Amen. Amen. All righty, guys. Have a great... Oh, I can't see. Is this the right one? There we go. I don't know. Have a blessed night. Bye.
cry, oh God. Listen to my prayer. From the end of the earth I call to you when my heart is faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against the enemy. May he be enthroned forever before God. Appoint steadfast love and faithfulness to watch over him, so I will ever sing praises to your name as I perform my vows day after day. Prolong the life of the King. May his years endure to all generations. Hear my cry, O God. Listen to my prayer. From the end of the earth I call to you when my heart is faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against the enemy. So will I ever sing praises to your name as I perform my vows day after day. Hear my cry, oh God. Listen to my prayer. From the end of the earth I call to you when my heart is faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against the enemy. Hear my cry, oh God. Listen to my prayer. From the end of the earth I call to you when my heart is faint. Lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against the enemy. Hear my cry, oh God.